I get it. You've probably spent a few evenings scrolling through endless pool automation options, wondering if any of them actually make life easier instead of just adding another gadget to tinker with. You don't want to drop a few $100s on a system that ends up gathering dust, or worse, that forces you to call a technician every time you want to change a light setting. That hesitation is real, especially when you've got a pool and a spa that both need reliable, energy-smart control. So before you make a decision, let's walk through exactly what the Jandy AquaLink RS4 OneTouch upgrade kit does in a typical backyard setup and see if it truly lives up to the hype. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, what does this kit actually replace? If you've been using a basic timer or a manual control board, the RS4 OneTouch essentially upgrades that whole control surface to a single press interface for everything: pumps, lights, water features, even the spa heater. The OneTouch part isn't just marketing fluff, it literally consolidates multiple functions onto one touchscreen panel. So instead of juggling 3 separate switches, you're hitting one button for each activity. For a family that likes to swim at dusk and then fire up the jacuzzi after dinner, that simplicity cuts down on the back and forth you'd otherwise have with separate controllers. Installation is the first hurdle people worry about. The kit comes with all the wiring harnesses, a control board, and a weather-rated panel, which means you don't have to hunt down extra parts at a hardware store. Most reviewers who've posted pictures online mention that the whole thing can be installed in a weekend, assuming you're comfortable taking a panel off the wall and connecting a few wires. It's not a plug-and-play snap-in, but the step-by-step guide that ships inside the box walks you through each connection point. If you've ever replaced a pool pump or swapped out a light fixture, the learning curve is comparable. Now, let's talk about the day-to-day impact. One of the biggest practical strengths of the RS4 OneTouch is its ability to schedule runs for each component independently. Say you have a waterfall feature that you only want on during summer evenings. With the kit scheduling, you can set it to turn on at 7 p.m. and shut off at 10 p.m. automatically. That saves you the mental load of remembering to flip a switch. And it also trims electricity usage because the system only runs what you need when you need it. For households that are conscious about energy bills, that automation translates directly into lower monthly costs. Another real-world perk is the weather-resistant housing. Outdoor control panels can be a magnet for corrosion, especially in humid climates. Jandy built this panel with a sealed enclosure and UV-protected screen, so you're not constantly worrying about rust or screen glare after a rainstorm. Owners in coastal areas have reported that the unit stayed dry and functional even after a week of heavy sea spray, which is a solid reassurance if you live near the ocean. On the flip side, there are a few practical trade-offs to keep in mind. The system relies on a wired connection to each piece of equipment, so if you have a pool that's already been wired with a different brand's automation hardware, you'll need to replace or adapt those existing modules. That can add hidden cost and complexity, especially if you have a multi-zone spa setup with separate controllers for pumps and heaters. Also, while the touchscreen is intuitive, it doesn't offer the same level of remote access you'd get from a full-blown Wi-Fi smart home hub. You can't pull up the panel from your phone when you're on the beach. You need to be within range of the control board. If you were hoping for a completely hands-free, app-driven experience, this kit stops short of that. You should consider buying this. If you're a homeowner with a single residential pool and a spa, and you already have Jandy or compatible equipment, the RS4 OneTouch is a logical step up. It shines for families that use the pool at varied times and want a single interface to manage lighting moods, water features, and heating cycles without learning a new app. It's also a good fit for anyone looking to shave a few dollars off their electric bill by fine-tuning run times. The value really comes from the convenience of having everything in one place and the durability of a panel that can stand up to sun, rain, and chlorine fumes. Who might want to skip it? If your pool setup is already heavily integrated with another brand's smart ecosystem, think a Pentair IntelliTouch or a Hayward Omni, switching to Jandy could mean rewiring the whole system, which quickly erodes any cost savings. Likewise, if you're a tech-savvy user who wants full remote control from a smartphone, you'll probably find the RS4 OneTouch a bit limited. In that case, looking at Jandy's more advanced AquaLink Wi-Fi modules or a different brand that offers cloud-based control would be a smarter move. Let's break down the value.